In this video, I will be showing you how to make the Heart of the Dragon bracelet, which is the original design that I based off of two of my favorite bracelets. As you can see, there are little hearts on the bracelet. I have another example in the jellies. Little hearts. This is, it could be a reversible bracelet, but I tend not to reverse it because you see the back side is where your side bands are that hold it together. And as time goes on, those bands actually roll in to the center of the bracelet and they create the little hearts on the outside. So I typically wear this side out. And as I said, this is based on two of my favorite bracelets. The first one is the Dragon Scale bracelet by Cheryl Mayberry. And the second one is the Heart of the Dragon Scale by Cabrera. And this is a reversible bracelet. And I will have the link to both of these bracelets in my video. To set this bracelet up, I'm actually using one row of pegs, and I have the two small bases on it. And I have the two small bases just because it makes it easier to do the video, and it just doesn't roll around that way. I'm using 4 pegs for this bracelet, so I've set my bases up just outside those 4 pegs. I'm using black for my outside colors, so that makes it like this bracelet. And then I'm going to use rose, purple, neon green, and neon orange. I'm going to start this bracelet by putting 3 bands on, and I'm going to start it with my edge color, which is my black. I'm going to put a band over the second, pull it back, press it against the third, and pull it forward. So I'm crossing it as I pull it on, and it's going to look like an infinity. I'm going to do the same thing on the 3rd to 4th peg. So I'm going to put it over the 3rd, pull back, press against the 4th, and pull forward. I'm going to press that down a little. And then I'm going to go back to the 1st peg. And the reason I do the 1st peg last is because I'm going to be turning the band a different way. So I'm going to put it on the 1st and pull it forward, press it against the 2nd, and pull it back. And I do this so that when I start looping the bands over, that they don't become uncrossed. And so now I'm going to start the looping. I want to go to the 2nd one, pull it over, grab the bottom band of the 3rd one, and pull it over. I'm going to press all of these down. And now I'm going to take my first color. And my first color is going to be the rose. And I'm going to go across the first 3 pegs. And when I do this, I'm going to loop it over the 1st peg, pull back, press against the 2nd and 3rd peg, and then pull forward, so that I'm actually crossing it between the 1st and 2nd. I'll show you that again. I'm going to put it on the 1st peg, pull back, press against 2nd and 3rd, and pull forward. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th pegs, but I'm going to reverse it. So I'm going to go over the 2nd, over the 3rd, pull back, press against the 4th, and go around and over it. I'll show you that again. Pull over the 2nd and 3rd, and then pull back, press against the 4th, and pull forward. And so it should look like this. You should have 2 X's on the end and then a rectangle in the center. Now you're going to start looping these, and when you loop these, you want to get inside the band that's loose. You do not want to pull your cap bands or your end bands over, because what you're trying to do is close these bands off so they won't fall off later when you start doing another row. So you're going to go inside this little triangle right here, and you're going to pull out. You're going to grab your bottom black band or bottom color band, outside band, and pull it over. Do the same thing on this side. Go inside the triangle, pull out, grab your bottom band, and when I pull these over, I pull them out far enough that when I go up, then I'm going over and around that peg. That way I can try to avoid taking these pieces off, because I really don't want to pull my loops off and then have to start over or go track down the problem. Now, one of the things when you're looping these, to figure out where you are in the bracelet, you can see that right now I have colors all the way across. I'm using my center color, so what I want to do next is I want to put bands on these two ends. Now, if I had just my black here and here, then I would do something different. Also, if you have this little pattern right here, you know that you need to do your end bands next. So I'm going to do my ends, or my sides. And for this one, I'm going to loop the center ones first, pull them over, and then I'm going to do these ends last, because what I want to do when I pull these ends over is drop them down in the center right there. And I'll show you again on this side. Pull this out, pull it over, and then drop it down in the center of that band. And that helps keep the black band from jumping over this little small band, because that is actually one of the loops of the heart. And this is supposed to be your outside band that kind of frames the whole bracelet. Now you want to push all these down. And now you can see that I just have my outside bands showing, and I do not have the little crisscross right here. So what I want to do next is I want to do my 3 pegs again. So I'll take my next color, which is going to be orange for me, pull back on the first one, press against the second and third, and cross over. Pull across the second and third, pull back, press against the fourth, and cross over. Now again, you're going to go inside your triangle, pull out, grab your bottom band, pull out and over, go inside your triangle, grab your bottom band, pull it out, and then go over. Press these down again. Now you've got color, your center color all the way across, so you are going to once again do your end bands or your side bands. You're going to grab your 2 bottom bands, you're going to pull them out and over, grab those 2 bottom bands, pull them out and over, and now you're going to go to the side, pull out these 2 and over and then down in between, pull these 2 over and down in between. I'm going to press it down again. You're going to do your next color now, and that is purple for me. So I'm going to put it on the first peg, pull back across against the second and third and over. Put it on the second, third, pull back, press against the fourth, and then twist it over. Go into your triangle, pull your bottom band out and pull it over. Go into your triangle again, pull your bottom band out and then over. Press it all down. And now you're ready for your end bands or your side bands. So you'll put those on the first and second, third and fourth. I'm going to loop these center bands. And be careful not to catch your little black band right there. You just want these 2 bands right here that are on the peg. Pull them over. Grab your ends again, just the bottom 2. And see that twisted over. So you want to pull that back on the outside and push that little purple back in. Because like I said, that's one of the lobes of your heart. So, and then pull this one up and over. So you want those to be on the inside. Press that down. Your next color is going to be green for me. Pull back off of the first peg, press against the second and third, and pull over. Pull against the second, third, pull back, press against the fourth, and pull it over. Now you'll see sometimes I have to pull it back If I'm actually holding this with my hand and instead of on the bases, it's a lot easier to do that without having to pull this piece back every time. Go inside, pull that out, over, inside the triangle, pull it out and over. Now I'm going to pause the video and continue making this bracelet. If you need more time to learn the steps, you can rewind to 5 minutes and 41 seconds and it will start with the next step, which is putting the end bands on. When I'm finished with my bracelet, I'll come back and show you how to complete it. As you can see, I have just finished looping my end bands and I'm ready to put on my next 2 rows and finish the bracelet. So I'm going to do my cross over 3 pins as usual. And then I'm going to go inside and loop. Push everything down, do my 2 ends, and it's really important that you end on your end bands. So we're going to loop everything over, and then we will have our final end bands that we want to use to close the bracelet off. And so now I want to push these down. I'm going to pull this end band over to this 3rd band and the 1st band over to the 2nd. Now what I want to do is I want to go inside the loop, pull it out, grab the bottom and pull it up. Now I'm going to pull this other band off, make sure you keep that tight, put it back on. I'm going to do the same thing with this other one. I'm going to go inside, pull it out, go under, pull this one out and up. I'm going to pull this band off the peg, make sure I still have this one, and I'm actually going to add it to this peg. Now I'm going to take a C-clip and I am going to go in the center, and I may pull the bracelet back a little bit and press it down and make sure it catches both of those loops before you pull it off. Now pull it off the bracelet and you can see, pull it off of the loom, you can see that you have it where the bracelet, when you put it on, the loops are going to lay flat against your skin. So you want to take the other end of the bracelet, and you have an infinity sign kind of right here on the end, and so you want to lay that out so that it looks like that. You're going to go inside the back of it, so inside that, and then through the front and loop it on like that. Then you're going to take the end, pull this tight, and clip it on like that. And now you can pull it off of your hook. And there is your completed Heart of the Dragon bracelet. This is the other side. And as I said before, right now it's very relaxed, and the bands on the outside are still kind of on the sides. But as you wear this bracelet, it will start to slowly roll in. And the more it rolls in, the more you'll see your little hearts.